at over 100,000 Titan, brightening slowly as it approached the inner solar system. The third ended, following Oumuamua and Borisov, a rare treasure from another star system, to study alien material that had drifted through space for perhaps millions of years. For months it behaved exactly as expected, a model comet. But then the data began to shift.
As infrared sensors registered an enormous spike in heat from the object's nucleus, hence, too sudden, beyond anything caused by normal acting.
That alone was peculiar. But when the JWST turned its gaze upon it, the findings were far over Comet's coma. In its place, pulsating, rhythmic, to the untrained eye, perhaps just another curious anomaly, but to scientists, it was a warning. The color was too pure, too uniform, too deliberate. This was not sunlight reflected. This was light emitted. 3AI Atlas was shining with its own energy. What was once a natural body became an artificial puzzle. A discovery became an innovation. A comet became a machine in disguise. And then the pulse began, every 84.6 seconds without fail. The crimson glow throbbed like a colossal heartbeat, echoing across the void. Nature is messy, unpredictable, chaotic, but rhythm, that belongs to intelligence. And so, the heartbeat of 3AI Atlas caught the attention not only of astronomers, but of cryptographers, code breakers, and intelligence agencies. The National Security Agency became involved, treating the pulses as if they were transmissions. Within each heartbeat were trillions of microscopic fluctuations, tiny oscillations of brightness so intricate they resembled compressed data packs. Imagine a single letter in a book containing another entire book inside it. That was the scale analysts faced. But decoding it proved impossible. The message wasn't written in mathematical kind of physics we barely understood. Analysts could see the structure, they could see the logic, but they had no key to unlock it. It was like staring at an operating system, knowing the code is alive, but unable to steady, deliberate, unstoppable. According to this, everything, the disguise as a comet, the shift to crimson, the pulse, was not communication, but an experiment, a psychological probe, a way to measure us, to see how humanity reacts to something beyond comprehension. Do we panic? Do we prepare for war? Do we attempt diplomacy? Or do we simply freeze, paralyzed by the unknown? If this theory is correct, then someone is watching us right now, taking notes, judging our response. And maybe, just maybe, we were never meant to pass the test. Meanwhile, the 84.67 on-off hidden scoffs, so they were surprised within voices. Tests began. A simple message was in the perhaps mind, not human. Some case a very specific organ formed unusual. It seemed just into impossibility. AI seemed to know where the planets would be. Ancient method. Could it mean this visit would be true? The crimson reaction came while heartbeat of 3S California formed into a story of signals, shadows, and perhaps surveillance. Interstellar, Oumuamua, and backing range Webb's mode with just hurtling past. But on September 9th, they captured images of something no one was prepared for. Space has always seemed to follow a rhythm humanity thought it understood. Comets glow in gentle cayenne or green, their colors born from diatomic carbon ignited by the sun. Asteroids drift in dull, forgotten shades of gray, relics of the early solar system, wandering endlessly through shades of gray, relics of the early solar system, wandering endlessly through silence. Even stars themselves pulse with a predictable fire, their colors telling stories of age and temperature. For centuries, humanity trusted this cosmic order, as though the universe itself were a grand symphony, every movement written on the same sheet of music. But then one night that music faltered. Something arrived from the deep void, catalogued as 3AI Atlas, a visitor expected to be a scientific curiosity and nothing more. Instead, it became something else entirely. Before we step deeper into this unsettling mystery, make sure to subscribe, because what began as astronomy has transformed into a story of signals, shadows, and perhaps surveillance. When the object was first observed, the scientific community celebrated. It appeared as a faint smudge in the darkness, traveling at over 100,000 Titan Mapur, brightening slowly as it approached the inner solar system. This was only the third interstellar object humanity had ever, following Oumuamua, a treasure from another star system. A chance to study alien had drifted for perhaps millions of years. For months it behaved exactly as a model comet. But then the data began to shift.
Spitzer's infrared sensors registered an enormous spike in heat from the object's nucleus, hence, too sudden, beyond anything caused by normal outgassing.
That alone was peculiar. But when the James Webb Space Telescope turned its gaze upon it, the findings were far. The sang glow of a comet's coma. In its place, deep, pulsating, to the untried, perhaps just another anomaly. But to scientists, warning. Too pure, too uniform, too This was not sunlight reflected. This was light emitted, AI shining with its own energy. What was a natural body became an artificial puzzle. A discovery became an activation. A comet in disguise. And then the pulse began. Every 84.6, the crimson glow throbbed like a colossal heart across the void. Nature is messy, unchaotic, but rhythm, that intelligence. And so, the Heart 3AI Atlas caught the attention not only of us, but of breakers and intelligence agencies. The National Security became involved, treating the pulses as if they were transmissions. Within each hardians of microscopic brightness so intricate, they resembled compressed data packets. A letter in a book containing another. That was the scale of what faced. But decoding it proved impossible. The message wasn't in binary, but in a kind of physics we barely understood. Analysts see the structure, they could see the logic, but they had no key to unlock it. It was like staring at an alien operating system, knowing the code is alive, but unable to make sense of its language. And all the while, the crimson light kept pulsing, deliberate, Radar revealed some. 3AI Atlas vanished entirely from scans, as though designed to ignore waves. At other times, it reflected them with blinding intensity,